Here's a guitar you probably wouldn't expect to see me with. It's a Ghostfret Pro from Chapman. You might be surprised to learn that I absolutely love it. It is an exceptionally great guitar that makes me look like a normal-sized person, because that's a big old Explorer style body. It is quite different to a Gibson Explorer. I've got a Gibson Explorer, and that's big and hefty and rocky, and this is slightly smaller, slightly more agile and more athletic and more, I don't know, but more like a... It just makes playing easy. What I was trying to articulate there is that it lets you play the notes you want to play and doesn't get in the way. And that really surprised me, because when I took it out of the case, I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? And genuinely, I was surprised at how nice it is to play, how nice the fretboard feels and how shiny those frets are. And the fact that the guitar does not hinder you. It just says, yeah, I look like this. This is how I look. We're going to rock awesome on stage, but I'm going to let you play. And that's none of my business. That's up to you, the player. Before you pass judgment on the things that I say, please know that I am being paid for this video. I'm being paid for my time and my good looks. I am not being paid for the wonderful words that come out of my mouth. Nobody could afford that, not even the Monkey Lord himself. Actually, I want to say hi to Rob, because I know Rob's watching this, you know, because he's checking up on his old mate Andy, and I miss you, mate. Love you lots. That doesn't affect what I say about your guitars, but I do like this one. I mean, look at the body. Look at those colors. Firstly, these are my colors, and the way this feels, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's not flat. You can feel all of these grains, and I just think it looks insanely good. And I am so upset that I'm not keeping it, because I just think that looks great and it feels great. It hugs the body. There's this little contour back here which is very, very subtle, extremely subtle, but it's there and it helps. I don't know, maybe that was actually built particularly for Rob. Who knows? Oh, hello, my back. Yeah, we've got this super smooth satin neck, an ebony fretboard with the Infinity logo just at the 12th fret. We've got some Chapman pickups which actually sound great. And I've played some Chapmans in the beginning of the Chapman run, and we all know, or maybe we don't, but some of us know that the Chapman pickups were not favoured and people would swap those out. I don't think you need to swap these out. I think these, I love the neck pickup. It's round, it's warm, it's grunty, it's full, and then the bridge pickup just is a different animal. It turns the guitar into a lead beast, which I didn't really explore much in the track I made for this song, because that's not my style of playing. But when I set up the amp for the neck pickup, I found I had to adjust the settings ever so slightly to stop that being too raucous. Speaking of raucous, do that and you've got single coils, which is great because you've got master volume, master tone. Flip that out, single coil or split coils, and we've actually chosen the inside coils, I believe. I tested that earlier, and the way I did that was by turning the guitar on. Select the neck pickup. So giving it a little tap. It's much louder on that coil, and then with this one, much louder on the inside coil. So I deduce that it is the inside coils that you are splitting to. So you're going to get a slightly more mid-rangey sound, I would say, and a less aggressive sound on this side. On paper, the guitar seems really well put together. It seems like it should be a beast, a great player, and it is. Something I want to note is that it sounds like what it looks like. So it looks like a axe-wielding metal monster, and it is, in the sense that it does those heavy gain, high gain riffs so well, and then those cleans cut through really nicely. It doesn't do so well in more the classic rock sort of setting. So if you're in a rock band, you might not want to go for this, or you might want to go for this and change the pickups to something more Path style or something more rocky rather than metally. Other than that, it sounds superb. Starting at the top, we've got an angled Guardian headstock with an ebony veneer, and over on the back there are some locking hipshot tuners. The tuners are superb, they keep everything where they should be, and I had no issue with tuning whatsoever. So being hipshot tuners, their quality, they keep the guitar in tune, but that also comes into play with the Graphtec nut and the string-through Chapman bridge, which everything holds really nicely. As a reliable guitar, this is one. Working our way down, we've got a maple neck which goes all the way through the body. Not some of the way, but all of the way through the body. We've also got a little volute up here, which is nice. It tells you when to stop going that way. And speaking of the body, we've got ash. Ash all over the place. We've got a piece of ash here, a piece of ash here, and then on top is an ash top. So I thought that was just two pieces. Then I realized there was no joint in the middle, so I was being dumb. Everything's like this satin finish, a matte finish for the body, and it's like a guitar experience because you can touch it. You feel, I don't know, I feel closer to the wood. I feel closer to the tree that was sadly failed to create this beast. And then on the back, the satin finish for the through neck is just divine. Oh, I should point out as well that this is the guitar that Rob was using in his video of the Ghostfret Pro. So quite naturally, it's got a few bumps and knocks. And Chapman Guitars said, sorry, but, Rob's allowed to do that. So onto the fretboard, we've got an Indian ebony board with rolled edges, and it just lends itself to being comfortable. It's not relict or vintaged or anywhere. You can't see like any marks where they've tried to pretend that it's been played in. It's really nicely done, and it's an extremely comfortable neck to play. I dig. Onto the finer points, we've got a dual action truss rod, which every guitar should have, of course. We've got master volume, master tone with the splittiness. Got a three-way switch. We've got Chapman strap locks, which I didn't get, Chapman. I didn't get strap or strap locks. They weren't in the case. Never mind. Speaking of case, it comes with a bag. Here it is. It's nicely padded, but nothing I'd want to take on tour. It's absolutely fine for carefully putting in your car, on top of everything else, of course. Or maybe the locks are in there. Or taking it on the train, or maybe even on a moped, if you were to travel with it, a rucksack style on the back of a moped, which I wouldn't recommend, but have seen. Yeah, and it's got big old Chapman signature just there, just in case you forget whose guitar you're playing. Scratch that, I just looked at the website and it says that the guitar comes with a hard case. I didn't get it in a hard case, so I don't know why, but you get a hard case. You get a hard case, and you get a hard case. You all get a hard case! And a nice little addition to this is it's got glow-in-the-dark fret markers on the neck, so you can see where you are when you're playing in those dark, dark venues that currently don't exist. Also, we've got 22 stainless steel frets, which are ridiculously shiny and will keep your fretting safe and athletic for a long, long time, a lot longer than nickel. Keeping me in tune today is the Peterson Strobe Tuner HD. We've got the Rev G3 giving me all those metal high gain tones. We've got a Chev Tone Effects Messiah drive giving me some plexi stuff, and a low gain SD1 tube screamy sort of style overdrive coming from Tate Effects. It's the Antares Overdrive. The bridge pickup is so hot on this that it's actually driving my Fender Deluxe Reverb when I'm on the amp at 4. So we've got quite a rocky tone. And that's just the pickup into the Fender Deluxe Reverb. Then if I split the coil on the bridge, so you can still hear that it's quite high. So backing up the volume to about 7, 6. That gets me cleaner, but obviously quieter with the amp, the way I've got it set up. Let's try a little bit. Let's try some clean on the neck, see what that feels like. It's not a low output pickup, but it's a lot lower than the bridge. There's the bridge. There's the neck. There's still a bit of grunt there. If I pick lightly. Still a lot. And in the middle we got, of course, a mix. Let's bring in the Messiah drive for a bit of more plexi. It's already quite overdriven, but or the amp is overdriven. Set that up. We've got This guitar is not a rocker. It's too high output on the pick. Although there is a nice honk coming out of those bridge pickups. And then on the neck pickup, you can get almost a bluesy tone out of it. Let's go to the Messiah drive and see if it does a bit of plexi rock. It's currently no. Right, where the pickups are so high output, it's compressing too much. Yeah, it's not, in my opinion, suited to rock. It'll do it, but it won't get you there in a sort of classic rock kind of way. Let's try that neck pickup. New. Let's try splitting the coils. It's closer, it's better. This guitar doesn't sound like a 59 Les Paul. It doesn't sound like a 63 Strat. It sounds like a Chapman Ghostfret. It's high output, it's high energy, there's lots of sound coming out of this, and when I try and make it sound like something else, it doesn't. It does the clean better than it does the mid-crunch drive, and that's because we've got these really high output pickups. It's quite genuinely a metal monster. That is with the split coil already, my goodness. That's nice, that's pretty. So as soon as thank you. As soon as you bring in that humbucker, it goes ah, and yeah. So you can get those cleans out of it. I was wrong or right, depending on what I said. Let's try the same thing in the bridge. really dig that in the neck. So in the neck with the split coil, that's a lovely, beautiful, laid-back, clean tone. But anything else is raucous and raw and monster and energy and rah! Basically Rob Chapman. Bearing in mind this is a Fender Deluxe Reverb and it should be clean at this level, the pickup is so hot in this on the bridge that this sounds awesome. Brilliant. I mean, it's not the sound that everybody wants, but if you want to do exactly what I just did, it does that really well. Stop! It's striking, it's nice to play, it does do one thing pretty badly. Let me show you. It doesn't behave on a strap at all. So if you're riffing your face off... It wants to be there. It wants to be at this position. And with my arms, that's fine. But if you're playing standing up with or sat down with a strap, it's going to want to go that way, which is sort of not really cool, but to be expected. You could fix that by... see, the strap button's quite high on here already. You could bring that up or change the position or deal with it or use a leather strap. So I've now got, I've now got a Minotaur strap, and that's got quite a wide shoulder pad on it, and it's quite supple. And bearing in mind that they come with Chapman strap locks that I didn't get. Okay, it's still pretty bad. Right, last chance. Was that around the right way? Ah, now we're talking. Now that I have a strap that's quite rough, it's still going a little bit. It's still going a little bit, but it's better. So if you want to play one of these, then you're going to need a decent strap that doesn't slide all over the place. Let's talk money, moolah, spuds, dollars, monorino. This is made in Korea, which you might think it puts it around the 700, 800 euro mark. It doesn't. It's around about 1,000, 1,100, depending on which currency you're in. And it's a hard price point. It's one that's very, very competitive. There are other brands that do similar things to what this does at that price. And some of them I've played and they've been very, very cool. There's a lot of Ibanez's, there's some Schecters, there's even Solar guitars are kind of in that price range. But if you want this look with this wonderful finish and you want that sound with these high output pickups and you want a guitar that feels really nice to play but has a bit of neck dive, then you should try out the Ghostfret. The Ghostfret? If I had a signature model of this, it would be called the Ghostfret. Just so you know, Rob. What I mean is that the neck dive is hugely annoying, but the sound and the look kind of more than balance it. I don't have a guitar that sounds like this in my arsenal, and I would like to have one like this. This one's going back to Rob and the boys and girls at Chapman, and if you want one, then there are links underneath this video where you can find one. If you see one in a shop and you fancy trying one out, try 3 things at least. Try, of course, the high gain stuff, because you're going to look at this and think that's what I want from it. Try the clean stuff, especially with the neck pickup pulled out. That's beautiful. And try the classic rock tone and see if you can beat me in getting a better tone, because I didn't. And I don't want to fully blame the guitar, but that's not what this guitar does. This is a clean and high gain Monsterino. Congratulations! You've made it to the end of the video, which means you are firmly in the end of the video club. To prove that you are a member of this prestigious elite, when you're leaving your comment down there, sending me some love and telling me all the things that you like about this guitar and maybe don't like about me, please include the phrase Ghostfret, and that way that we can get a signature Ghostfret Pro for me, which would actually look pretty much like this. But yeah, Ghostfret, that's fun. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Chapman for sending this out. I will see you in another video, maybe one of the ones that's adorning your screen right now. Have a good day, and if you can't be good, be careful. Oh, and by the way, Oh man, I made it through the whole video without knocking it, apart from at the end. Sorry!